Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Chasing the Truth, where we're going to talk about controversial topics in entertainment, sports, politics, and news. And today, I wanted to talk about the 53 migrants that were found dead in Texas. And here at Chasing the Truth, we're going to get to the truth behind this story and just the whole narrative behind it. And it's a very tragic story. So first of all, I want to say rest in peace to all those people who died in that truck. But we're really going to break down what happened and get to some of the truth behind the matter, okay? So first of all, if y'all don't know, on Monday of this week, which would have been, what's today? So the 27th of June, 2022, it started off with about 40 people were found dead, but then it wound up totaling to be 53 after they were found dead in San Antonio, Texas, okay? So first of all, I wanted to just talk about the whole geography of this thing in case people didn't know. So first of all, what you might hear on the news a lot is, oh, our borders aren't secure, and everything like that. So I'm trying to, if y'all can see this, so our border pretty much, our southern border in the United States goes from pretty much San Diego and California all the way down to like wherever this is in Texas, all right? I think it's close to South Padre Island or whatever like that. These immigrants, all right, now hasn't been confirmed where they came from, but the truck came from Laredo, Texas, okay, which is right around here, okay, and the people found dead inside the truck were found inside of San Antonio. So one thing that I just wanted to point out right there is that this is, these people were found well into the state of Texas, okay, so Laredo is about anywhere between 150 and 200 miles away from San Antonio. So I just wanted to start with that and everything like that. But I'm gonna go around and read this article and just post some of my reactions from this. So first of all, this is from the Texas Tribune. It says U.S. charges driver and 3 others in deaths of 53 migrants found in tractor trailer. Okay, it was the single deadliest migrant smuggling case in United States history, according to a Homeland Security official. Citizens of Mexico, Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador were among the victims. So first of all, I really want to just point out how big and significant this story is, because it says right here that this is one of the biggest. It's one of the biggest stories in one of the biggest incidences like this happened. Deadliest smuggling case in U.S. history, okay? So you would think, all right, that, damn, the news would really be covering this, and this is a mass casualty event. And like I said, rest in peace to all the migrants in this case. And yeah, it's pretty messed up, but our borders are questioning in the video, are our borders secure? And the answer to that would be no, okay? And illegal immigration is always going to be something that happens. So you might hear some people talk about in the news that, that illegal immigration and people aren't doing anything to support the border or anything, but nobody has and nobody ever really will either. So I just want to point out that, one of the biggest things between America and Mexico on the southern border is this river, which is like the Rio Grande River and everything like that. And laws will help to stop some illegal immigration. However, they're not going to stop all immigration, all right? Because people who want to cross the border illegally, they're not going to come through the normal border patrol ports and everything like that, all right? And as somebody who has crossed into Mexico before, and I've been to other countries and everything, the border is probably one of the most secure places you want to be, All right, and they do not play around at the border and everything like that. However, when you have this long stretch of of land and even water separating us in the United States, it's damn near impossible to watch every point and stop everything that from crossing the border. That's just a fact. All right. So I'm gonna go down and read some of this. Let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna read some of this article and I'm gonna just give my reaction to it. So it says federal authorities announced Wednesday that they had charged 4 men with human smuggling and the deaths of 53 migrants from Mexico and Central America who were found in sweltering tractor trailer southwest San Antonio on Monday. A gruesome discovery that has generated outrage in the United States and at least 4 other nations. All right, so yeah, this is a very big event. Okay, this is a 53-person mass casualty. Okay, now it's funny. It's interesting to say, like, one, they haven't really been talking about this in the news because the truth is they don't care, okay? The government media don't care about me, they don't care about you, and they damn sure don't care about no 53 migrants, okay? And this is one thing I want to point out as well. Being found in San Antonio, this is well into the state of Texas, okay? So wherever they did, they not only did they cross the border, but they got damn near pretty far into damn Texas. All right, so I'm gonna continue reading the story. All right, and it says the driver of the tractor trailer, Homero, whatever, was arrested Wednesday and charged with the involvement in alien smuggling, resulting in death. If convicted, he could face life in prison and even a death penalty. All right, so what I was gonna say is that here we go. Let me see. Is this all right? Uvalde, Texas, which is where they just had that massive school shooting last month, is right here. Okay, so it ain't far from San Antonio. So it's a lot stuff going on in Texas these past couple weeks and months. All right, and Texas is a wild place. There's a lot of stuff happening there. All right, and that's why I feel like this story is relevant. All right, so it's interesting how the news and media talked about how that Uvalde school shooting for like damn near 3 weeks, but they're barely talking about this, okay? And it's almost 3 times as many people died in one single event. That's why I'm covering it. That's why you hear on Chasing the Truth, all right? So I'm going to skip some of the stuff about the driver because we don't really care about him and all that. But let me find out, they charged 3 other men in this as well. And it says federal officials said that 48 migrants died at the scene, including 22 people from Mexico, 7 from Guatemala, and 2 from Honduras. Officials were scrambling to identify the nationalities of 17 other people who died at the scene, they said. In addition to those 48, 16 other undocumented migrants were taken to the hospitals where 5 of them died. All right, so let me just give you the truth behind this and everything like that. And what you ain't going to hear on the news, and maybe why the reasons why they ain't talking about it so much. First of all, these migrants, it's the difference between an immigrant and a migrant. These people did not come here. They was literally invading the country. It's kind of messed up to say, but they really were. All right, and they were doing it illegally. All right, so we gotta get to the truth and like, hey, they were some criminal. This is as bad as it is, and minus the kids and everything like that. All right, but the adults in this case that got found dead in their truck, they were some criminals. All right, so we could say 53. Well, I think it was about 13 kids. So it's about 40 adults. They died committing a crime, okay? So that's just a fact. And then I just want to focus on the 22 people from Mexico as well, all right? Now, in this map, obviously, Mexico is right here, all right? Excuse me, it's not too far from Texas, all right? And what I'm curious about and what I would love to ask these, well, we can't ask these people anymore, obviously, but what were y'all thinking, all right? Now, I can only imagine what their plight was trying to get across the border, okay? Because clearly it wasn't through one of the legal checkpoints that they have all across the border, and they surpass, obviously, the border agents at the border. But, like, damn, once you get past the border, when you be like, hey, we're good. Like, you're from Mexico. One, you know the weather. All right. And two, you know that there are Hispanic people in in Texas. Okay. So my question is and this is why this is such a big story, and it's a big smuggling, one of the biggest in U.S. history. All right. Even said it in the article from Homeland Security. Like, where were these people going? All right. Because I know if it was me, I'd be like, damn, I'm across the border. I'm in America. I'm good. Okay. Especially when you get that far into damn Texas. But then you got to ask some of the people like, damn, dude, you gonna get in the back of an 18-wheeler? You know it's hot as hell outside. Like, were they really, like, what'd you think was gonna happen? All right. If it was me, I'd be like, yo, I gotta ride shotgun. I'm not riding in the back of no fucking hot ass 18-wheeler. All right. So now, unless these people were held at gunpoint, and I ain't seen nothing to say that they were, why the hell would you get in a trailer? All right. That just goes to show you how desperate, and maybe some of these people are criminal, like real bad criminals who are doing the smuggling of these people. All right. So that's just crazy as hell. You shouldn't. Once you get past the border, you should be know damn well you ain't gotta get into no hot ass trailer. And you knew you was getting in the trailer. All right. You knew it was hot before you got inside the trailer. So what did you think was gonna happen? All right. So anyway, we're gonna move on. All right. The gruesome crime and the sheer scale. Hold on, let me make sure this is right. All right. The gruesome crime and its sheer scale, 64 migrants huddled in a big rig without water or air conditioning in heat that reached 100 degrees on Monday has staggered even veteran law enforcement officials who work along the U.S.-Mexico border. So this is big because like, damn, even the people who do this are like, wow, we've never seen this before in our career. All right. But the news ain't talking about it. Because like I said, they don't care. All right. They don't care. All right. So let's see. All right. Yeah. No other smuggling attempt in United States history. No other smuggling attempt in United States had ever resulted in so many deaths, according to Craig Larrabee, acting special agent in charge of Homeland Security investigations in San Antonio. All right. So that's some wild shit. All right. Let me move down to see whatever else. Yeah, they were from different countries. But like I said, I want to point out, especially to the Mexicans, I can see if you from another, like Honduras and Guatemala and stuff, we don't border them. All right. But the Mexicans, they should have known that it was hot outside and not to get in no damn trailer. Damn. All right. Let me move on. Let me see. All right. Yeah. Of the 53 dead, 40 were male, 13 were female, according to Bexar County Examiner's Office, which is said had potential identifications of 37 victims. All right. So that's even extra weird too. They were some stupid criminals. Like, I don't know what these people thought was gonna happen once they crossed the border, and especially when you got into a hot ass trailer. So you are coming to America illegally, and you carrying all your papers and stuff like that. Like, well, why? Like, that just means if they're able to identify the victims, they must have been like, hey, I'm so and so from Guatemala, I'm so and so from Mexico. Like, why? Anyway, that's just wild in itself. All right, I'm gonna move on. It's because it's one other thing. Because they talk about, I need to find a part where they said they rubbed them in steak seasoning. All right, let me see if it's right here. Okay, right. Law enforcement officials said that the smugglers covered the migrants with steak seasoning to disguise their smell. Border Patrol agents routinely use dogs to check vehicles passing through checkpoints near the border. All right, so here's my thing. If it's 53 people in a trailer, I'm not no truck driver or anything like that, but don't they got checkpoints specifically for 18-wheelers and everything like that? That's how bad this is, okay? And that's how big of a deal this is, but that's how That's why they're not talking about it on the news, because this ain't just got to do with the Border Patrol, but it's definitely some people with some power involved. Like, how could you even coordinate that many people from that many different countries without somebody knowing about that, okay? Like, they wasn't all from the same area. They was from different countries all up in that truck, okay? So not only do they need to be investigating the people who were driving it, but the truck and the truck company or whoever's associated with that, the 18-wheeler. And rubbing yourself in steak seasoning, I mean, damn. I really would like to know, especially out of the survivors, who, like, where were y'all going? Did they think they were going somewhere cold? I mean, shit, it's almost, it's at the end of June. Like, somebody should have been like, damn, it's hot outside. Like, can we go somewhere else? Or did they think they were going up to the North Pole or something like that? Like, part of that is on them, okay? Actually, a lot of it is on them. I don't know why they chose to come to America or whatever, all right? I don't know why they chose to come to America or whatever, but you knew it was hot, all right? It was definitely hot before they got in that trailer. You can't convince me, oh, they thought it was a good idea or whatever like that. It's just weird. So I would like to know the circumstances behind that. But hey, like I said, maybe we'll find out from some of the survivors. So let me move on. Let me get back to this. All right. All right. He's a survivor. Let's see, like that. One other thing I want to point out. Oh yeah, it's about Governor Abbott. All right. Oh man, what did he say? Oh, here we go. Yeah. At a Wednesday press conference. All right, cool, we good. At a Wednesday press conference, Governor Greg Abbott said the tractor trailer was not inspected at the checkpoint because, quote unquote, because the Border Patrol does not have the resources to be able to inspect all the trucks. Abbott announced that the state will add new checkpoints near the border to inspect trucks coming from Mexico to try to spot those smuggling people. Now, here's my thing, and I'm about to go in on Governor Abbott, who, in my opinion, is not a very good governor at all. And obviously, he's a fucking politician, clearly. And one thing, if y'all didn't know, Governor Abbott is in a wheelchair, all right? And I ain't really got as much to say about this long story about him being in a wheelchair, but it's just an interesting fact if you didn't know that. Like, hey, we have a U.S. governor that's in a wheelchair, all right? And Governor Abbott, in a lot of aspects, I feel like is full of shit, all right? And, they talk about adding more resources and everything like that, but he's one of the biggest people to complain about the border, okay, and the border being like a federal problem and all that shit. But he even said in that statement that they're going to add some things to enhance the border. And my thing about Governor Abbott is, like, if you cared about the border so damn much, you should have been did that, all right? Like, damn, you complaining about the border while y'all having dead migrants in the in your state, well into your state too. You could have prevented that instead of getting on TV all the time in your wheelchair. Why don't you hire some more people? Y'all got the money. So, and anyway, Governor Abbott, he this is an interesting thing right here. Let me see. Yes. So here's a tweet from the New York Times. Oh, who the hell is this? This is a tweet from the New York Times saying that Governor Abbott called 2017 deaths of migrant men in San Antonio a heartbreaking tragedy, not blaming Donald Trump. When dozens of people believed to be migrants were found dead on Monday, he blasted Biden's quote-unquote open border policies. And I agree. And that just means that Governor Abbott, you're a fucking hypocrite, all right? And I damn sure... Well, hold on. Let me zoom in for this. All right, cool. Oh, shit. Anyway. Yeah, anyway, this is a tweet. I'll read it again. I bet. Governor Abbott called the 2017 deaths of 10 migrant men in San Antonio a heartbreaking tragedy, not blaming Donald Trump. When dozens of people believed to be migrants were found dead on Monday, he blasted Biden's open border policies. Now, I'll be the last person to defend Joe Biden for anything, but, I mean, they got a good point. Like, yeah, like you can't, that's what these people do. You can't blame stuff on different people when it's convenient and turn everything political. Just like they did with Uvalde. They was talking about that all like they was talking about that the whole time, but it's not gonna bring them kids back. Like nothing's gonna change. All they're gonna do is talk about it. All they're gonna do with people like Governor Abbott is just talk about it. All right, he ain't gonna do shit. Hold on, let me check this real quick. Fuck that. Let me see. All right. So anyway, yeah, Governor Abbott, he's a liar. Obviously, he's a career politician, just like everybody else. You're not gonna do anything, Governor Abbott. You could secure the border more yourself. You could add more resources to Texas, but nah. You sitting up there saying, just giving FaceTime to the camera and stuff like that. You're full of shit, all right? And I know you don't care. You don't care about the citizens of your state. Definitely, you ain't care about them kids. Okay. I shouldn't say you shouldn't say it. I'm not gonna bring up them kids. I'm sorry. I'm gonna take that back. But he definitely don't care about the citizens of his state. All right. And I know he don't care about these migrants. All right, because he ain't gonna do shit to change or do anything with the border. Okay, because like they say with guns, like the gun ain't gonna kill people. So illegal immigration is going to happen. Criminals don't follow the law. Criminals don't follow gun laws. Criminals ain't going to follow the immigration laws, okay? So speaking of laws, why today is important as well, is that the Supreme Court came down. Let me see. All right, there we go. The Supreme Court came down and cleared Biden to end Trump's Remain in Mexico policy. So I'm going to read this. It says the Supreme Court on Thursday ruled for Biden administration on a controversial immigration policy, saying that the authority to reserve a Trump-era initiative that requires asylum seekers to remain in Mexico while their cases are being reviewed. So we're going to break this down. Why this is important and everything like that. First of all, any Supreme Court ruling has to deal with anybody in America, not just Americans and everything like that, but this is specifically dealing with immigration. Now, what this policy is talking about says Trump era initiative that requires asylum seekers to stay in Mexico while their cases are being reviewed in U.S. courts. So if you don't know what asylum is something that you could seek if, things aren't going good in your country and you're leaving for political reasons. Like, for instance, if America implemented slavery again, I would probably try to seek asylum to Canada. Probably not even Canada, but somewhere far as hell away from America where I could remain and, try to live my life and not be a slave, okay? That's just an obviously extreme example, but, usually when people do legal immigration, they have a valid reason for it, and they go through the proper channels of doing it. All right. However, asylum is one of those reasons you could do it. And what people don't realize is that when you seek asylum, there's a process you have to go through before you are granted entry into a country and everything like that. So what he implemented was like, hey, if you're coming up through the southern border and you want to be or get into America, you have to wait there until you have your court hearing, and then you can then if we grant it, then you come in. They just ruled and said, hey, you know what? If you're seeking asylum, you could come here and you could wait, and if it turns out that will accept your case, then you can stay. Now the biggest difference is just the wait period. Trump said you got to wait in Mexico. I guess they're saying now you don't have to wait in Mexico. But the thing about this too is that not everybody is granted asylum, and it's actually a low number of people that actually get asylum. So you're running the risk of having these people in here that may or may not get asylum, not being here legally, and that's what they just overturned today. That's why this is important. So at the issue, it says, all right. All right, it says at issue the migrant protection protocols put in place by the Trump administration, better known as Remain in Mexico policy. It requires some asylum seekers who enter the country illegally, mainly from Central and South America, to return to Mexico while await a hearing. President Donald Trump said that the program was necessary to curb what the administration characterized as a flood of meritless asylum claims by migrants seeking to be released into the United States. So, like I said, I'm an American, and I don't know these people's plights that are coming from Mexico and Central America and stuff like that. But what this just broke down, okay, is basically saying some people, they might be at the border and say, hey, I'm claiming asylum. I'm having something happening back in my country, when they know damn well they are trying to come in here illegally and stuff like that. So Trump was saying pretty much, hey, we going to stop that. If you really seeking asylum, you stay your ass right here, all right, until you can come over in your court date, and if we decide you can stay, you can stay. But if you can't, you going right back to where you came from and stuff like that. So I feel like, I actually do feel like that was a good policy, because you know what? We're all for legal immigration, okay? Not illegal immigration, but it's still going to happen, all right? And so that's a big Supreme Court ruling they just had today. That's not something that they're going to talk about well, they talked about it, but they're not going to really break it down like that, because immigration is a controversial topic, okay? Now, some people say that, you might say you're racist if you don't like immigrants or something like that. That's not the case at all. It's all about doing it legally, okay? And then doing it through the law and stuff like that. So, we're a country full of immigrants and everything like that. However, you can't just come over here with no papers, all right? Like, that's the thing. And that's another thing I want to talk about these 53 immigrants that was in San Antonio. Like, y'all know damn well y'all was getting smuggled, okay? Like, I'm saying, if I was an immigrant and I was one of them, I would be like, I ain't bringing shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know I'm in America. I feel good as hell if I cross the border. Like, I don't need nothing. I'm in America. That's what y'all came here for, right? Like, you should have been like, hey, I'm a citizen. That's what I would have said. Like, y'all figure it out. Give me an interpreter. No habla English. You know what I'm saying? Yo necesito interpreter. That's what I would have said. But instead, y'all gonna bring y'all papers, and that's how they able to identify y'all in that hot ass truck? That makes no sense. Okay? Like, that's why, obviously they investigating this and everything like that. But this is the biggest smuggling death scene in American history. Okay, yeah, that's a big deal. 53 people died in a truck. That don't happen in America, okay? That is bigger than any damn school shooting that we've had or anything like that. So that's why they should be focusing on this on the news. This is, regardless of them being migrants, I shouldn't say immigrants, migrants, this should be talked about. It's still human death. And funny I mentioned that is that, we got all these people talking about how they care about life so much with this Roe v. Wade and everything like that. But ain't nobody talking about these migrants in that truck. All right? They ain't talking about them because they don't care about their lives. All right? Their lives don't matter. All right? And I ain't saying that. I'm saying rest in peace to them. I don't want nobody to die. Shit, I want everybody to live the American dream and everything like that. But the truth is, don't nobody care about them. All right? Don't nobody care about them. It's really messed up. Their family members probably aren't going to be able to see them. Who knows how they're going to bury them or what they're going to do with the bodies and everything like that. You're not supposed to have next of kin notifications. Like, how is that going to happen? I mean, I'm sure it could, but it'd just be a very complicated process and everything like that. So, yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think if I got anything more to say about that other than, Governor Abbott, he is, he's full of shit. And he only wants to talk about things when it's convenient for him. All right. And one thing I want to add too is that, and this is another topic, but we're gonna talk about the state of Texas. All right. Now I'm originally from Texas. All right. So I can speak on this. Oh, let me do this. There we go. But Texas is a wild state right now, all right? And I'm just going to talk just about a couple things that has happened in Texas, all right, that are very newsworthy that I feel like the average person should know, all right? Just and this is just for me off the top of my head. I ain't even, hold on, I'm going to go back to the screen. I ain't even looking at nothing and everything like that. That's how I want to keep it real and chase the truth, all right? First of all, we're going to talk about this migrant situation with them people dying in the truck. That happens in Texas, all right? Didn't really happen at the border. I don't consider San Antonio, which is about, depending on the route, 150 to 200 miles away from the border at which that truck was originally found out. I don't consider that the border. So that happened in Texas, all right? That's on Governor Abbott's watch. Then we have the Uvalde school shooting that happened in Texas, which ain't too far from San Antonio, all right? That happened last month. Then we had, now, like I said, I don't forget the dude's name, but I can look that. Then we had the prison escapee that was out for like a week or 2 weeks or even more than that, and then wound up killing a family of 5. All right, this dude was like getting transported on some like movie shit, stabbed a guard, got out, was out for a couple weeks, killed some people and everything. That happened in Texas. And then we also got something I saw that news ain't really talking about, but this is girl. Her name was Caitlin Armstrong, and she's out on the run right now. All right. And Caitlin Armstrong is being accused of murder, but the U.S. Marshals is looking for her. That happened in Texas, too, all right, within the last month. So I just want to give people, why I'm focusing on the story in the Supreme Court and why I feel like my channel is important. Right now, we're evolving as a country in a lot of ways, okay? It's a lot of things happening that I don't think that the average person knows because they're so caught up in their everyday life and everything like that. So I feel like that's why it'd be a good reason to tune into my channel if you want to hear a different perspective on things. Because, you go outside and, you live your everyday life and everything like that. But there's change happening all around us. This is America. And it's very important to keep in mind, with the 4th of July coming up this week and everything like that. But, yeah, we are truly living in the wild, wild west of our times, okay? And like I said, what I do on a daily basis, I obviously look at the news and I find out things that I feel are important or interesting to me. And I'm going to share my views on them going forward. That's what I'm going to do with this channel. Just have my perspective. If people want to watch, they can watch. If not, then don't. I really don't care either way. But all that being said, one thing about me that people need to know, I'm a very proud American, okay? And I feel like what I am going to do is highlight things that I feel like are important. And today, this Supreme Court, these migrants, I'm not making fun of them by any means because it's very tragic that they died. But I got to keep on mentioning, I'm curious of why they came here and what their plans were, where they thought they were going. Like, for real, like, if you were coming here illegally, why would you even bring your papers and stuff like that? I have no idea how that works because that's not something I've had to deal with, obviously. So I would say stay tuned to more information on that case. It's definitely important. You won't hear them talking about that on the news like they have. They've definitely mentioned it, but they haven't covered it like them January 6th hearings, okay? They haven't covered it like Ukraine. They haven't covered it about like talk about the gas prices, but I'm gonna stick with the January 6th hearing in Ukraine. All right, they talked about that school shooting for like 3 weeks on the news. Why aren't y'all talking about 53 people that died in a truck in America? It's just crazy as hell, people. All right, that's the things that are happening in America in 2022, and your boy Chase and Chasing the Truth is gonna highlight that. All right, so if y'all watch